Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this disclaimer. Now, at first, I want to say is that if you don't like Silent Hill fanfiction or fanfiction in general, I'm very sorry. I mean, I've been in a Silent Hill mood recently, and I don't have any. I can't really play any games because I don't know where to find them. I'm thinking of doing something for Left 4 Dead 2 here in a little bit as soon as I download it and figure out what's wrong with it because my Left 4 Dead 2 has been crashing on me recently. But as soon as I get that working, I will be making a video on the Silent Hill custom map for Left 4 Dead, and possibly do something with Silent Hill down the line. Possibly doing Silent Hill 1 on the PlayStation via an emulator, which might get a bit weird. But you know, I'm testing the waters, going to see what I'm going to do. But in the meantime, I want you guys to please enjoy this this fan fiction called Impaired. It's talking about, in Silent Hill 4, the post-21 Sacraments ending, which, if you don't know what that means, it's the ending where Harry gets killed, or Henry gets killed, and everything of the sort. So anyway, I've been rambling on for a little bit too longer, and I just want you guys to get done with it. If you enjoy it, please like, comment, tell me if you want to hear more about this, or recommend me fan fictions that you guys want me to read. I'm down for anything. So, yeah. See you guys after the video. Impaired. Prologue. Mother, Ivan said softly, bowing his head at his superior. May I speak with you? Miranda was not Ivan's birth mother. The term was meant as it would be in a church convent, though, in the Order of Silent Hill, women were allowed to act as priestesses and not nuns. Of course, my dear, Miranda said, pulling the hood of her cloak over her thick graying hair, her worn lips smiling, despective of their softness, at the young man. I'm sorry to make a ridiculous comparison, Ivan began, but I can't help but think of Sister Claudia. Mother chuckled. It is ridiculous to compare today with her silly escapade. Why would you possibly be worried? Mother, you remember, Ivan said. We found her in the church. You saw her. Something incredible happened. Some of us think that maybe it nearly worked. Yes, and I remember finding Father Vincent too, and all those poor brothers and sisters. Miranda scoffed at him. Don't be foolish. That girl was not the mother of God. She was in her former life, but now she is nothing to our religion. She has been tainted. Forget about her. She shook her head. She killed so many of our own, and Claudia set us back in so many ways. If Walter hadn't completed the ceremony when he did, it is only natural to doubt, Mother, Ivan said. Even the most faithful. I don't know how anyone could possibly have any doubts. The Holy Mother, our God, is with us now. Yes, but she is weak, Ivan pointed out. We were thinking that perhaps the process was performed wrong. Perhaps one or more of the sacrifices were in error. She is weak because the process is incomplete, Miranda barked. The sacraments were chosen by God and executed by the hand of her Son. There were no errors. I'm surprised that any of you would think such a thing. Ivan nodded. I apologize, Mother. And that is what Miranda liked most about Ivan. She only had to set him straight once, and he would never question her again. She'd hate to think of what would happen if one day he questioned her twice. Now, I know you are young, and it is natural for you to be inquisitive, she went on. But the others who have questioned the Holy Mother, do you think they are losing faith? Only one. Sister Ursula has been behaving oddly. Ivan folded his arms. I think she might betray us. Now, don't jump to conclusions, Miranda said. Many of the Order get edgy. It's only natural. You said it yourself. I think she's hiding something. Miranda regarded him carefully. He had become something of an advisor to her over the years. She nodded. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on her. There was a knock on the door. Miranda called for the person to come in. The door opened, and in stepped Walter Sullivan. Ivan instantly bowed to him. Miranda inclined her head. We're ready to go, Mother Miranda, Walter said with his eerie, pleasant smile. No taking notice of the young man, he held the door open, eager to be off. Miranda glanced back at Ivan, pleased to see that he had picked up the large wood box without being told. Painted red, the halo of the sun was engraved into the lid, and surrounded by intricate designs. The brass closure, latched, matching the hinges and decorative details. Ivan held it carefully before him, resting it on his forearms and curling his fingers over the bottom to the front. "Are you excited, Walter?" Miranda asked as she followed Ivan out the door. The son nodded. "Very much so, Mother Miranda," he replied as he closed the door. Miranda fell in step beside him as they walked down the hall. Ivan followed behind, head constantly bowed over the box in the son's presence. "I have never wanted anything more than for Mother to be restored to her purest state." Miranda nodded. "The day will come. Today marks the new beginning of God." She smiled. "The home of eternal paradise shall overtake this disgraced world and restore it to God's glory." They walked in silence then. They left the administrative building, walking through the campground and across Stanford Street, and met the rest of the congregation at the docks. Miranda instructed them to board the rowboat and set off for the island, giving special instructions to be expectantly careful to the two men in charge of a long bundle draped in white. She then went to the boat, already boarded by Ivan and the son. Ivan sat at the head of the boat, still clutching the box and bowing his head. Walter was at the center, but stood up to help Miranda into the vessel. "Don't forget what I told you, Walter," she said as she sat down on the reed plank. Walter took his seat and took up the oars. "I haven't, Mother Miranda. It is a great responsibility. It is only you, her son, who the mother has trusted for his care." "I know." His expression did not change, but his tone was somewhat more cheerful. "Mother trusts me, and I will serve her in any way she asks. I cannot do any less. She has given me so much, even he is." Walter tailed off, feeling a sudden urge of happiness. Such bouts of elation occurred frequently in the weeks that had followed the descent, but he knew that the mountains of joy were not meant to last, so he did not want to spoil the one with many words. Miranda put a hand on his arm, bowed her head. "God is so gracious to us. I am also humbled." Walter said nothing. He started to row.